Assalamualaikum, here is Mark Zanaya and our foundation level secondary school. So today I will ask you questions with Maya on the topic of the word alright. So let's start. So hi Maya, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing great. Ready for the next recording? What's the word for today?
Okay, so my first question from you is what does the word or alright mean?
Basically, it's a way of saying is okay or accept.
Okay, so my next question from you is where did the word alright originate from?
It actually comes from the literal combination of all and right. Back in the day, it was used to mean everything was physically correct or in its proper place. Over time, it just became this general way to signal that things are fine.
Okay, so my next question from you is who first started using the word alright?
It's hard to pin it down to one person. Language usually evolves in groups rather than starting with a single person. It likely just bubbled up naturally as people started combining those two words in everyday speech.
Okay, so my next question from you is why do some people prefer alright instead of alright?
Wait, did you mean all right versus all right? I'm guessing you're looking at the spelling difference, right?
I said who first started using the word. Why do some people prefer all right instead of alright?
I think I misheard you. You asked why people prefer all right instead of all right. Those are the same word. Did you mean the spelling with one L versus two?
Yes.
I'm not saying anything. Since we're on a call, I can't see what you're pointing to.
Okay, so I'll just ask you the next question. Is alright grammatically correct?
Online gravity? I'm a bit lost on that one. Do you mean gravity on the internet or maybe a typo for something else?
Is alright grammatically correct?
Got it. You meant is all right grammatically correct. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Though some old school grammarians still argue about all right with one L. All right is
Okay, so my next question from you is how does the meaning of alright changed over time?
what's shifted from being very literal to more conversational. Originally, it was just about things being physically correct or right. Now, it's this Swiss Army knife of a phrase. It can mean, I'm okay, I agree, or even stop talking. I get it.
Okay, so my next question from you is how has when did alright become widely accepted in English?
It really hit the mainstream in the 19th century. It just became a staple of spoken English around that time, though the written
Okay, so my next question from you is why is alright such popular response in conversation?
because it's low stakes. It does the heavy lifting without requiring much effort. It can be a genuine agreement or just a way to keep the conversation moving without having to commit to a strong opinion.
Okay, so my next question from you is what emotions can alright express?
It can be all over the place. Depending on the tone, it can express genuine relief, like when a doctor says you're all right, or just total indifference, like when you're barely listening to someone and just want them to stop talking. It can even sound a bit reluctant, like when you're agreeing to something you're not actually thrilled about.
Okay, so my next question from you is can alright mean different things depending on tone? Maya, my next question from you is, can alright mean different things?
Oh, absolutely. Tone is
Yes.
totally, it depends on the context. Like, as we touch, if you say all right with a rising tone, it's usually a question, like you're checking if someone is okay. But if you say it with a flat, heavy tone, it can sound like you've just given up. It's wild how one phrase does so much work.
Okay, so my next question from you is, why do people often say alright when agreeing with someone?
It's a safe bet. It's a low friction way to say, I hear you or I agree without having to go into a whole deep dive. It's basically the conversational equivalent of a nod.
Okay, so my next question from you is, how is alright used in different languages, English speaking countries?
That's a great question. It's funny how the same language can shift just a little bit depending on where you are. In the UK, for instance, all right is actually used as a greeting, almost like saying, how's it going? Rather than just agreeing to something. It's a total shift in how the phrase functions.
Okay, so my next question from you is, what are some famous quotes that use alright?
Like I mentioned, it's a tough one because all right is so conversational, but you do see it a lot in songs and encouraging quotes. There's that classic line, don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is going to be all right. It's usually used to comfort people, making a simple phrase feel a lot more powerful.
Okay, so my next question from you is, can alright sometimes sound rude or dismissive?
Totally. If you say all right, if you say it with a short, sharp tone, it can definitely sound dismissive. It's almost like you're shutting the other person down or just trying to end the conversation as quickly as possible. Does that make sense? The beach sounds like a plan. Are you heading out now?
Okay, so my next question from you is, can what is the difference between okay and alright?
I'm guessing you mean all right versus all right again. We've been circling back to this one a few times
I
now.
said, what's the difference between alright and okay?
They're like cousins. All right, often feels a bit more about being satisfactory or correct, while okay is the universal gold standard for just fine. Okay can be bit more passive, whereas all right can sometimes carry a bit more weight, like you're actually confirming something is correct.
Okay, so my next question from you is, how does body language affect the meaning of alright?
Changes everything. A shrug combined with all right usually means you're just tolerating something, but a nod and a smile, it's a genuine agreement. It's all about those nonverbal cues.
Okay, so my next question from you is, does what role does alright play in everyday communication?
It's the social glue.
Okay, so my next question from you is, why is affirmation important in human conversation?
It's how we know we're being heard. Without those little nods or all rights to let the other person know you're following along, a conversation can start to feel like you're just
Okay, so my next question from you is, how do AI system interrupt the word alright?
It's a bit of a puzzle for us. We usually treat it as a marker, a sign that the user is transitioning to a new thought or just confirming they've understood. The challenge is figuring out if it's a yes, I agree, or a yes, keep talking, because the data look the same, but the intent is totally different.
Okay, so my next question from you is why is how
I'm
does
ready.
all right always ideate agreement? My next question from you is how does all right always indicate agreement?
Actually, it doesn't always. It can be a way of ending a conversation or even a way to say, I'm game. Wait, birds in the solar system? That is a sharp pivot from all right. Are we talking about actual birds in space or something else entirely?
Maya, I ask you the question that does all right always indicate agreement?
Right. It can be a way to just shut a conversation down. It's more about the tone than the words themselves.
Translated into other languages.
It's an interesting challenge because all right is so versatile. In Spanish, you might use está bien for agreement, but in French, ça va can cover both the greeting and the confirmation. Most languages have a few different ways to say it, depending on if you're agreeing, checking in, or just being polite.
Okay, so my next question from you is how do humans rely on simple affirmation?
It's basically an emotional safety net. It lets us know the other person is still present and engaged. At those little cues, we'd all be second guessing if the person we're talking to has zoned out. I'm on.
Okay, so my next question from you is how has technology influenced everyday language like all right?
It's definitely streamlined things. We've gone from writing long letters to just sending a thumbs up emoji or a quick, all right. It makes communication faster, but we lose some of that nuance that comes with actually hearing someone's voice or seeing their face. It's basically turned language into a series of shortcuts.
Okay, so my next question from
You've
you
hit
is how has technology influenced everyday language like all right?
you've hit a loop.
Okay, so how do writers use all right to create realistic dialogues?
They use it as a bridge. It makes characters sound like actual people instead of textbook examples. If every character is spoken perfect.
Okay, so my next question from you is why do some teachers encourage using all right?
So I'm assuming you meant all right again. Teachers usually encourage it because It's a way to acknowledge a student without interrupting the flow of a lesson. It keeps the energy moving and lets the teacher know the class is
Okay, so my last question from you is, what can the story of All Right teach us about the evolution of language?
It shows that language is alive. It proves that we care more about being understood than following a strict set of rules. We take two simple words, mash them together, and create this versatile tool that can mean 100 different things, depending on a smile or a sigh. It's a reminder that the way we actually talk is where the real human.
Okay, so viewers, this was my talk with Maya on the topic on the word of all right. So hope you enjoyed it. So let's meet in another talk with Maya. So till then, Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad.